You clicked on this video because you wanted to see the hottie in the thumbnail. Well, stick around until the end because maybe, just maybe, she'll make an appearance. Today we're working on more junk! As if we ain't got enough junk that we're already working on. We had to roll this junk forward to make some room for some other junk. That junk is gonna show its face. We just ain't got enough room for all this junk. Got two junks lined up in front of each other. Looks like my garage took a big old junk turd. Well, let's try to keep some of the heat in around here. Woo! That right there is what you call buying a ticket to buy a new windshield. 2018 Hyundai Tucson! Tucson! You know, we could be working on cool stuff. Junk! I wonder how these wheels would look like on our 70 Chevy. Look at that, we just turned the 70 Chevy into a bigger junk. Man, that looks like crap. Why do people put wheels like that on old cars anyway? Come on! So we're replacing this axle shaft on this car today. And the ABS wheel speed sensor. Just gotta put on some music first. Why do they make this shit so stupid? I'll fix its wagon. There. Those came off way too easy. Alright, let's show you why we're actually replacing this axle shaft in this piece of junk. So the axle shaft is actually fine, there's nothing wrong with it. But what's wrong is this toner ring right here is cracked. See that crack right there? Right there. That crack, that's all it is. There's nothing wrong with the axle shaft. And you know what's crazy about these junks? Is it's never anything big that's a problem. It's always some stupid electronic nonsense that you don't even need. That's the problem with these junks. You step on the brake in this thing and it's like, because that thing doesn't know how fast the wheel's going. What a piece of junk. Here, I got a solution. There. You don't even need this thing. Look at this. You know what you do with this right here? I'll show you what you do with this. Ah! There, the car is fixed. Completely fixed. You don't need that junk. It's all a bunch of worthless garbage. Right there. There, now we have a fixed unit. Let's get this thing back together. Oh, my, I'm just joking. All right, we got a brand new axle shaft right here with a brand new toner ring on it that's probably gonna split again. That's why you don't get parts from Harbor Freight, because they split. This one we got at Vans. We didn't get this one at Split Freight, so hopefully this isn't gonna split this time. All right, a lot of rednecks will just grab these things and just rip them right out. But just hold it a minute. Let me show you a secret. You go in your toolbox, you grab your Nice trusty crow's foot. Get your crow's foot in between the tranny case and you just give it a good yank like that. She just pops right out. Because if you pull on these too hard, you'll actually, there's a bunch of balls and stuff in these. You'll just rip them right off. There you go. See, there's a little snap ring right there that you're trying to pull against. All right, let's bring this thing over here and compare it. Oh, good. It looks like I actually got the right part this time. Looks like it's about the same length. Everything looks good. You have no idea what it took to get the right part. I've had this car apart 2 times already. They gave me the wrong one. This was different. It was a different length. Finally. Finally. We got this one from Van. All right, we're just gonna take a little bit of oil here and just put it on where our seal's gonna ride. There's a seal in here somewhere that rides on this, and that'll just give us a little extra protection. Nothing wrong with a little extra protection. All right, let's slip this thing in. We got it all lubed up. There we go. So we gotta just go past that ring again, so just get your big old dead blow and give her a couple dead blows and they'll usually go right in. There you go. Some of them go in harder and some of them go in easier. That one went in real easy. I didn't even need this. I just want to clean this hole out a little bit where the stupid worthless wheel speed sensor goes in. I pulled this wheel sensor out last time I had this thing apart because it was, the wire on it was broke and I just left it out. And I tell you what, this thing was a nightmare to get out. It's gonna put a little bit of oil on our new shaft. Doesn't matter what kind of oil you use. You could use 20 weight, 30 weight, 0 weight, 40 weight, 50 weight, air tool oil, doesn't matter. If we get this junk lined up. For some reason, this ain't wanting to go in. Junk. I don't know what the deal is here. What's going on? I mean, it goes in and then it just stops. It's not hung up on nothing, I know that, because what a piece of junk. Why ain't this going in now? Thing's like bound up on there. What is the deal? Man, this thing is like really out to get me or something. A little piece of something get down in there or what? I wish one thing could just go easy on this. There we go. All right, there must have just been a little piece of sand or something in there. Now our brake junk clipper can go back on. You want to tighten these bolts here to about 6,000 foot-pounds. So now we got to figure out where this wire goes. Man, you guys can't see anything with this worthless, probably one of the most worthless lights I've ever had. And this thing is completely useless. We gotta find out where this wire goes up in here. Looks like we're gonna be pulling some inner fender liner off. Pull this baby back. And that plug is right there. Right up in there. So that wasn't too bad. Just gotta remember how this junk goes back together now. I do know that that thing there went like this. You don't need any of this stupid nonsense. All right, and that came down there like that. And that went in there. This thing is not made right. It doesn't fit. Aftermarket junk. Let's actually clean our little sensor off. Put some oil around the O-ring. Not that that O-ring's gonna do nothing. Put our little sensor right in its new home. Look at that. All right, we'll torque our little 10mm bolt down to about 7,000 foot-pounds plus 180. All right, look at this nonsense. Look at this. Look at this nonsense. So I just looked up the torque specs for Hyundai Tucson. So it says 145 to 188 foot-pounds, but it's crucial to use a calibrated torque wrench. They want me to tighten it from 145 to 188. That is about 43 foot-pounds difference. 145 to 188. From what that says, I have a 43 foot-pound leeway in between my loosest torque and my tightest torque, but it's crucial to use a calibrated torque wrench so I can get it within them 40 foot-pounds. What? Come on! You know what? I don't even think it's really necessary to torque a lot of these things as long as you have some common sense and it's not way too loose or way too tight. But just for kicks, we'll just make up our own. We'll torque it to 150 because that's what my 1/2-inch drive wrench goes up to, and I'm sure that'll be plenty fine for this thing. But make sure you use a perfectly calibrated torque wrench. I was laughing so hard at this thing, I forgot that I gotta put the tire on first before I could torque it because I don't have a helper to step on the brake. Let's get this squeal put back on. Now we can torque our axle nut to 150 foot-pounds. Now one last thing, these two notches would be easier to do if there wasn't a wheel on. But we could do it like this, just get our pry bar in there. And we'll just push that in. You don't need much, just enough to keep that baby from spinning off. There we go. Now it also says to torque our wheel nuts to 88 foot-pounds. 88 foot-pounds at 88 miles an hour, and we'll be going into the future, I could tell you that. This junk out of my garage. Well, the dash was lit up like a Christmas tree, and there's no more lights on, so we must have did something right. All right, let's go do some donuts. So far, so good, though. I wouldn't have been able to do this before. We're gonna hit the brake on the glare ice and see what it does this time. All right, here we go. Hold on. Oh yeah. It works beautiful going down the high voltage driveway. Oh yeah, she works great. There we go. Back up the high voltage driveway. I barely made it up this driveway an hour ago with this junk. That wheel speed sensor must have something to do. I barely made it up this part. Oh yeah, makes it up just fine now. Alright, well I think she's fixed. Well, I don't hear any clunking noises. I don't feel anything. Everything feels fine. The dash isn't lit up like a Christmas tree no more. I think this project is done.
Thank you for watching High Voltage Diesel. I want to see you again on the next video, so subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out.
End of transmission.